Chaos. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going, guys? Another day of chaos. Good morning. G-Dog in the house. How's it going, G-Dog? Winning? Dog winning? So much winning. I'm tired of winning. Oh, a little off though. A little off from winning. We'll get into that in a second. Good morning, Danny. Good morning. Super Danny is in the house. G-Dog. Derek, how you doing, Derek? How you been? Easy also here, of course. No House Hippo though. I'm sorry. Sorry, no House Hippo for you. Too much winning. We're gonna win so much. Too much winning. Of course, last night calling for Baseline Bear. A little bit interesting though. A little bit more bullish than Baseline. A little bit there. Looking a little bit down to our baseline, but also coming right back up right before the open bell at 71,700. And the highest I thought we were going to go last night was about 72 and some change, 72.3 at the highest there. But yeah, we are actually hit about 72 flat, right on the dot. So again, I'm so tired of winning, guys. So tired of winning. Here we are again, $72,000 Bitcoin. We've only been here a few times. A few times. Another day, and of course some of our other picks on our Patreon are moving. Hopefully you guys are up on those as well. Guys, it's only $15 a month. You can be making money with us. It's only $15 a month, and I made $50 on one of them just last night alone. I mean, you too can of course make some money in this market regardless of what direction we're going, up or down. All right, guys. All right, let's get into it. A couple statements from Doomberg this morning as they started up. Let's see a little bit of an update of what we got going on. And
it's been a wild ride for the new CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Josh D'Amaro. In less than a week, $2 billion bets have unraveled. Epic Games, the parent of Fortnite, is cutting 1,000 jobs after new versions of the video game failed to connect with fans. And OpenAI is shutting down its Sora video tool and ending its partnership with Disney.
There was a new version.
Now, SpaceX could file for an IPO as soon as this week. That, according to The Information, the company may look to raise over $75 billion with a possible June listing. It could seek a $1.75 trillion valuation. That would make it one of the most anticipated debuts. No, that's got to be the most anticipated debut this year.
I don't know. There's OpenAI reportedly, right?
But that's not
that
a $1.75 trillion valuation, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's
half that.
Let's bring in Bloomberg senior reporter Braley Lipschultz. Braley, which is the more anticipated one?
SpaceX.
SpaceX okay.
Changes the game. I think there's so much excitement around what it could be and what it brings.
There's no comparison.
An older company, just given the kind of pent-up demand for anything Elon and the potential speculation that they ultimately merge the company with Tesla. I think that takes the cake, personally. But I do think OpenAI, if and when that happens, will be closely watched.
So, $75 billion, is that the most ever raised in an IPO?
By far, yeah. I mean, $50 billion would basically be the largest ever. The largest was Aramco, which, depending who you talk to, had a little bit of hair. But so essentially, pretty much signed, sealed, delivered SpaceX.
How do they do this I mean, every retail investor is going to want shares. I imagine institutions will be committing at least half of that money. Billions, How is it going to split up?
Yeah, so The Information put out that they expect potentially more than 20% of the IPO to go to retail. We've seen Elon Musk talk ad nauseum about wanting retail to have access to the company, retail to have access to his entire ecosystem. So I think
loves people.
That round
Elon
makes sense. He's a man of the people, some would say, maybe. But no, I think it will be heavily allocated to retail. Again, if you're talking about $50 to $75 billion, you need a lot of pockets to tap.
What about the timing of this? Because I know there have been some reporting that maybe would happen in the fall. Looks maybe more like June if they're going to be putting out the paperwork this week if they're filing. It's a really volatile market, but if a behemoth like SpaceX, does it matter if there's market volatility? Is it just like so prized that they can kind of take their pick of when they bring themselves to market?
Yeah, it's kind of the expectation is that if and when they decide to go, obviously you have the regulatory hurdles, you have to go back and forth with the SEC on the documents. The game plan has for a while been to potentially go late June. The big question though is they do have a closely watched launch of Starship next month in April.
All right. Lot, of course, of Tesla news and launching their SpaceX launching their, of course, IPO for this within maybe the next month or less. They're expecting about $75 billion, and about 20% of that to be coming from Normies, yes, the retail. Look at that, $15 billion coming from the normies. That may take some of our capital away from crypto for a minute. All right, how's it going, guys? Good morning, good morning. Back again at you. We do have a few minutes until the opening bell, about 3 minutes. Good morning, good morning. I had the story. I got to tell you guys the story before I forget it. This is how this stuff works with the paranormal. But my phone died. My phone died this morning. I almost did not make it to the live stream. And weird taps coming from the area which my phone used to be, of course, on and going off at the same exact time. There's no way we're not living in a simulation. Or, I was woken up by some sort of, third, ultra-dimensional entity. I don't know. One of those is true, possibly.
What are you, stupid?
All right. I told the story, so now I can get over it. It's been documented. Oh, how's it going, guys? Derek, Trillo, Leo in the house. How's it going, Leo? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How you doing, Leo? It's been a minute for you as well. I haven't seen you. Funny colors. I have a $3,500 laptop. I know, me too. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Because I cannot afford to buy any computer parts. Because the RAM itself would be $1,000. Ridiculous. All right. We still just have a little bit of banter this morning coming from Doomberg. They're on break right now. And I just showed you guys a little bit of an update from evaluation coming for SpaceX's IPO coming soon, taking possibly $15 to $20 billion just from retail in that launch. They're expecting somewhere between $75 billion to $1.75 billion. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh my God, 1.75 trillion. What? Stupid numbers. Stupid numbers. All right, let's continue on. Take a look and see how the what are we up against this morning against the backdrop on CNBC, of course, news. All right, so recession odds climb on Wall Street as economy shows cracks beneath the surface. We can definitely look at that. I love the doom in the morning. Iran will not accept the ceasefire in the war. And they're not going to accept that. Oil prices fall as Iran signals safe passage for non-hostile ships. So again, looks like the rest of the war is kind of moving on around it. And they're just like, yeah, we're still going to want to make some money. All right, recession odds climb on Wall Street as the economy shows cracks beneath the surface. Economists have pulled their risk assessments of the U.S. Contraction amid the heightened uncertainty over geopolitical risk and the labor market that for the past year has shown strains. I'm concerned about recession risks are comfortably high and on the rise, said Mark Zandi, chief economist of Moody's Analytics. Recession is a real threat here. Now, I just remind you, Polymarket's looking in, pricing it in at about 35% chance. We flipped 3 coins the other day, and it was no recession. So we'll see.
What are you, stupid?
With our scientific expertise over here. Twin concerns about the growth and unemployment. Honestly, I mean, I've been very blessed in luck in this market and also the rest of my life. Twin concerns about growth and unemployment have triggered talk of stagflation. Characterization of the Fed Chair Jerome Powell has rejected. But the threat of the prolonged war pressure of the consumers and the labor market that outside the healthcare lost hundreds of thousands of jobs last year has kept concerns elevated. And we're in a perfect storm. Healthcare, I guess is the only thing that's holding up because people need to live, and we overcharge here in the United States for healthcare. So obviously you're going to have people still employed, no matter what, until the robots really can do those jobs. But AI has taken over so many sectors. We just saw more and more. Almost every single day we see more and more companies laying off somebody, right? Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said last week, we're not going to get into all the history here. We also have some other things to cover, and we got to get the bell. We got to get the bell right now. No, I'm going to miss the bell. Here we go. Back to the bell.
Down at the New York Stock Exchange to ring the bell for his Invest America. Michael and
Here we go again.
Invest America for the Trump accounts
Sending
that
Godzilla.
They are
Sending
helping
Godzilla.
to bring to realization. So that's exciting with a little patriotic baby there. And then a bunch of Irish people down at the NASDAQ market site ringing the bell for CP Unlimited, which is like a nonprofit corporate partnerships. And they're wearing green, I guess, because stocks are rising. That's why.
I thought you were going to say St. Patty's Day, and I'm like, they're a week too late.
It's never too late, Stanny. It's never too late to celebrate your potential Irish heritage.
A good reason to go to the pub after work or in the middle of the day, I suppose. Matt, here at the Open, I'm looking at a few of the tech stocks. ARM is surging. I know you've been interested in this as of late. It's up 12 1/3% thereabouts. It's planning to sell its own chips and hopes of reaching $15 billion in annual sales within 5 years. So it's not just designing them. Intel and AMD, reportedly, they have told clients prepare for price hikes of its memory processors. So they're up 5.6%, 3.8%. So add memory processors to plastics, fertilizers, what have you, of higher prices to expect from here on out.
Yeah, well, we can make those connections. We're going to make a weird one here. EchoStar is climbing. This on a report that SpaceX is filing for its IPO as early as this week. What do the two have in common, you wonder? Well, it's all about wireless spectrum, apparently, that EchoStar has and SpaceX uses, and as a result, we're saying that's why the shares are up 5.5%.
Wait, so were you saying that the connection is weird between
EchoStar and SpaceX?
No, but before AMD and Intel and...
No, I mean...
Come on, who do we have on this morning?
The ARM story.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And those two. But,
wrap it up, wrap it up.
No,
guys.
the connection is weird between, I think, chip prices, memory prices, and the Straits of Hormuz.
No, what I'm saying is just that there are other parts of the economy where prices are rising, you know?
Yes.
That's one of them. I'm always
There are a lot of parts of the economy
all going
where
to pay
prices are
for
rising.
it.
Yes,
In fact,
correct.
let's bring back in Citi Wealth, head of global wealth at work, Kristen Bitterly. Kristen, we were talking about this a little bit, but it's got to affect the way you expect not only earnings, but economic growth and the Fed to react. Like, what does the Fed do if we're still rising at more than 3% after so much inflation already has hurt the consumer?
Yeah, well, this has always been the conundrum for the Fed in terms of looking at inflation and looking at their dual mandate in terms of full employment and price stability. We came into this year, though, I think the market did get a little ahead of itself in anticipating rate cuts in the second half of the year. We were always in the camp that we would expect maybe one or two. Obviously, those have been entirely priced out given what we're seeing from additional inflationary pressures. But that's why within our fixed income portfolios, we were managing that duration as well to avoid some of that volatility. So it's all about translating some of these risks into how are you preparing a portfolio that can be resilient throughout the next several weeks, but ideally years.
So what exactly have you changed in the fixed income portion of the portfolio?
So one of the recent changes that we made, actually just last week, with some of the volatility in rates and some of the spikes that we were seeing, is we rebalance out of some of our EM fixed income to some of the short duration U.S. Treasuries. That just gives you some really attractive yield in this environment, but also you're mitigating some of the volatility as well. We're still holding onto our gold position. Obviously,
safe.
that's been one of the big questions.
I got you. Let's go hang out with Kramer and friends a little bit. See what they're talking about this morning. Stocks surge, oil falls.
Just don't have any faith in Trump or believe him. But what happens if there's a coalition of the willing building against Iran? That's different. I mean, if you're just going to rely on Russia, and Russia's unfortunately got a windfall as far as I'm concerned by what's happening with oil, and China, you can be isolated. You don't want to be the North Korea of the Middle East. No one wants to be the North Korea of anything. Particularly without the nuclear weapons, because the president said he won't let it happen. So just be aware, just take the president out of the equation and listen to what the other countries are saying, and you start thinking, wait a second, maybe Iran, who's ever running Iran, is listening to all the people around them and says, look, I don't care about Trump, but I don't want to lose everybody who has been somewhat of an ally.
Well, it sounds like, they run the risk of being boxed in.
That's my point.
And maybe boxed out,
right.
if you put it a different way, because there's a report.
All right, we're talking about war fears, of course, from the Iran war right now. I'm looking down a tunnel. I'm looking down a tunnel this morning from newslive.com. Guys, that's right. If you guys don't if you don't have all these channels, you can catch all of them for free from newslive.com. We're talking about some of the war effort right now, and some of our allies, they're just had enough of it. Saudi Arabia came out this morning, or I guess last night technically, and basically just told Israel, we want to keep bombing. We want you to keep bombing until Iran is decimated. further. And so yeah, everyone's had enough over there. They kind of want things to just kind of get back to business if they were. All right, 71,800 guys. We of course didn't catch me before the opening bell. We basically are on our baseline, a little off from our baseline at the tail end here. I would love to be wrong, guys. I would love to be wrong. A little bit more, just a little bit more. But of course, we called for a baseline bear last night. We didn't get as high as I was hoping we'd get to, 72,300. But we are testing 72,000 right now, right here on the live. We'll see if we can get back above it. Yeah, I just want to quickly catch up with you guys in the chat before I get back into our next topic. But yeah, you guys in the chat, what do we got? I can't stand the normie programming. Me too, Danny. Derek Trillo asked me about Katana. We looked at Katana a little while ago. It looks all right. That's that. What was it? Like lending on DeFi, right? Isn't that lending on DeFi? Something like that. Katana. What else we got here? Leo says a lot of things on my plate. Otaku. Me too. I hear you, man. Right there with you. I might have to go back to Florida to help my folks move soon again. Let's see. Need coffee, need profits, says Jake the Snake. Jake, what are you doing? Why don't you hang out with the boys, man? Why don't you hang out with the boys over on the Patreon? Oh wait, you are on the Patreon. How are you not making any money?
What are you, stupid?
What the hell, Jake? What the hell? Of course, guys, last night we had a couple more of our projects move. Bigger gains, of course, to the upside on two of them. I'm not going to say which ones. But if you want to find out what our entries are, head over to the Chaos Crew. Guys, on $15 a month, you too can win in this market, up or down, with, of course, the Chaos Crew. All right, yeah, just a little shill there before you continue on. All right, anyway, so yeah, let's get back to it. Jake the Snake. I'm only about awake to smell the profits. I'm only awake to smell the profits. Okay, so you are a little bit of profits, about $100 away from 72K. Let's start with yeah, Jake the Snake. I'm sorry, boy. I'm sorry. Pat. Jake the Snake's still hanging out down there waiting for 55K. All right, let's take a look and see what else we got going on in the headlines. So Iran won't accept the U.S. effort at a ceasefire in the war, state media reports. Iran will not accept a ceasefire from the United States, Iranian state media reported. The Fars news agency said the media outlet said that there's been increased U.S. efforts to put a ceasefire into effect and begin indirect talks with Iran. So we had, shot that basically down from Donald Trump's attempt of a ceasefire. Associated Press reported that Iran has received President Trump's 15-point peace plan. So we covered that yesterday. Those 15 things, I was like, there's no way they're going to go for this. There's no way. 15 things. Of course, we rattled off that last night. Let's take a look and see. Oil prices fall as Iran signals safe passage for the non-hostile ships through the Strait of Hormuz. So at least we're getting some movement over there with oil. So oil prices fell on Wednesday after the U.S. President Donald Trump said Washington was negotiating with Tehran. Iran denied direct talks, leaving traders to parse mixed signals on diplomacy. Goldman Sachs said crude prices were trading on geopolitical risk as the Middle East supply fears remain elevated. And I already mentioned about our allies over there are kind of had enough with it. They just want to bomb into oblivion. And then, yeah, we're getting this. This is what happens when you get stuff for free, guys.
It was great for AMD.
This morning. I wonder if I refresh it. It's still going to be kind of jank. Okay. All right. And then, yeah, we did have Fox Business stop working last week, or no, last month or two. All right. Let's take a look and see what else we got going over and TradFi one more time, then get into overall sentiment in our
on their
space.
social medias announcing something called Turbo Quant. It's essentially a new algorithm which supposedly reduces the need for memory by 6 times. So maybe that's why they're feeling some of the pressure, not as necessary in that world if you do have things looking more efficient. Looking at some of the sectors, consumer discretionary at the top of the pile, that's up 2%. Communication services, thanks to Meta, some of those, again, big hyperscalers, which I was showing you. And again, when energy is falling, you get kind of the inverse that we have had on days where the headlines drive things. So energy down 0.7%. Overall index, Matt, again, is up more than 1%, but still a very jumpy headline roulette kind of day.
Yeah, a little early. Let's just take a look and see what the overall sentiment is right now as we are approaching 72K. Do we have legs to go there this morning? Let's take a look at the order books. Again, bringing you this for free on the live is Kimbo, the White Snow Lion, and myself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things down below. All right, let's do the thing. All right, so yeah, we are running up a little bit there. We are stopping out our hard resistance at 72,000 flats. so far this morning. There's a little bit of legs though. We have almost not quite, but about a little bit more than $500 million ahead of the bears in terms of overall trading volume. It's kind of flat again, like yesterday. A bit more trading going on though, a little bit more action. But for the most part, the bears still kind of have us pinpointed below 72K. We could get one big push over there on top of it soon. That would take us up to possibly 72,300 on that first jolt up. Bears defending right now a little bit closer to where we are, about 71,200, 300. It's probably 300. And then, of course, below us at 70,000 flat. So they are just moving the goalpost up a little bit. It's probably going to be rejected as it looks like it's already kind of starting to retreat. All right, so that's what we got this morning so far. Again, expect more volatility in about 20 minutes when we approach 10 a.m. To 10:30. Overall, we are still stuck tight in this channel this morning to see even tighter this morning than we were last night, or I guess we were than yesterday, not last night. Last night was actually tighter than we are this morning, technically, when we're looking at the order books. Any other big changes here in the last 24 hours? You can see in the last 24 hours there's been a lot more area, of course, setting up below where we are right here, pushing our price levels up at 70,000, 69K. And the bears, of course, wanting to short a bit higher as well, moving the goalpost up higher and higher and higher. I do like to see this, guys. This shows, of course, that we're going a little bit higher, more than likely going a little bit higher. Again, more areas a little bit more higher too on 65 right here. Of course, looking like a lot more support at 65 now. The golden pocket now spans between 66K and 63, maybe 62, maybe, yeah, something like that. 62. It's a huge area, of course, of chop down here if we ever go back down again. More than likely with some sort of Black Swan-like event. The odds of us going lower than 55K are getting harder and harder and harder to see as we continue to build, again, more and more every single day above these key areas. Again, same thing with the shorts as well. 85,000 looks like they're trying to build that up as our next stop. Probably next week at around the 80K level. If this continues, right? Again, same thing over here on the way out from 77. Again, that was the highest we got, around 76, 77 in the last 2 weeks. They're building that up higher and higher every single day, and of course, to reject us away. All right, that's your current update right now on the order books. Again, overall volume's kind of flat so far this morning. Only about again a little more than $500 million. So we're gonna see a little bit of resistance before we do punch through, and it might take until the afternoon if we do actually get legs to do so. All right, let's continue on. Righty. Anything else going on with Doomberg before we move on to the overall sentiment further? Nope, they're on break. All right, perfect timing. All right, let's get to it. U.S. Stock Exchange. Traditional fear right now on the Fear and Greed Index sitting at 19, still in extreme fear. A little higher than yesterday, and the lowest we've seen so far is, I think it was 15 on the U.S. stock markets Fear and Greed Index. So TradFi, of course, is still feeling the heat. And crypto's been a little better now recently. It's been what, 17? I think last night was 11 though. Let's take a look and see where we're at now. Still sitting around 11 to 17. Yeah, so 14 right down the center. This morning up about 3 points. Then we're taking a look at the Dixie this morning. 99.42 on the Dixie, a little bit up into the right as I guess prolonged war, moves things back to the Dixie. I don't know. Maybe restructure of capital, moving from oil into the dollar and then back to possibly other risk on soon. Maybe this kind of a wait and see kind of approach. This is basically what we look at in our stable coins, right? Speaking of stablecoins, I'm going to just segue quickly over there. How much money we still have sitting in stablecoins right now? And Tether still sitting at about 184 billion dollars in market cap. I was looking at Ethereum, there's no way. Yeah, still about $3 billion low from the high on Tether. About the same spot we looked at it just a couple weeks ago. What about the Circle? USDC sitting about $78 billion. Now that is pretty high. That's pretty high for Circle. Let's take a look and see what the overall market cap has been. The highest it's been. Yeah, I think this is it. I don't think I've seen it higher than this before. This is it. 70, 77, 78, and we're sitting right now at 78. Yep. So Circle's got a lot, of course, capital sitting in it right now. Anything else happening right now in the top, I guess, top 200, top 100? Not really, but yeah, the market cap right now is growing back up to 2.45. The highest we've seen so far this, I guess this month was 2.5. So we do got to get back above 2.57 trillion. If we have the legs to do so. So far, it's just been kind of up and to the right, though, in the last 30 days. So I have liked the price action we've gotten since the 2.5 event. It's just been kind of a slow grind up. All right, let's take a look and see. Speaking of which, the slow grind up. The bubbles. How are the bubbles doing today on the day right now? We have an average of 3.8%. It is a good day. It is a good freaking day. With Siren up another 130% on that move. Guys, this just fell 150% over the weekend and 131% right now back up on the day. This thing has been killing it. Just killing it. That's Siren. Ripper's down another 14% on the day here. And then we got BitTensor up another 20% almost on the day. Again, some of my community has been very happy with those gains with one of our members. And Dylan's Dimes. Yeah, you know who you are. Dylan! Shout out to Dylan, of course, who called that move. Fetch AI up 10%. Stables up 10%. Virtual Protocol's up 5.8%. That's a whole bunch of big movers today. Pengu's even up 7.6%. Seeing a lot more meme action as well. Bonk's up 5.8%. No Doge. There's a little bit Doge there. 3.6% up today on the Doge. All right, maybe on the hopes that SpaceX is going to integrate some sort of Doge element again. Oh, it's a stupid thing. 5.3% up on Quant. Again, another good day. Solid day for Quant. Sky's up 7.3%. It's a pretty good day. Render. Of course, most of the major AI plays are moving today. Let's take a look at the weekly. Looking for assets that are down at least 15%. There are none. Sorry. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Same thing over here on the monthly. Looking for assets that are down at least 30%. And there is none as well. All the opportunities are slipping on by, guys. Make sure you have position. Leg in, leg or out. Leg in, one leg out. Whatever you got to do to make money in the space. 26% is the closest we have on midnight with a 30% sell-off. Siren is now up 700% since the breakout earlier this year. Crazy. On the monthly. Let's take a look at on the day. Same thing over here for the top 200. Again, nothing's really down on the top 200. It's crazy. Venice is the number one mover, up 21% on Venice. Again, we've been shouting that out for a while. Crazy. It's 2 or 3 days in a row of Venice gains. Take a look at the weekly here. Looking for at least 15-20% off. Bard's still slipping. It's finding its bearings though. It looks like it's coming up about 4 or 5% since yesterday. So yeah, only down 45%, not the 54% it was at the beginning of the week. IP Story is still down about 20% here on the weekly. Again, grinding near its all-time low, 64.5 cents on IP. Again, those are only two that really are big possible, of course, DC opportunities. Frax also down 25.3%, and Lit Lighter down 15, with Fluid also down 19. Seeker, we haven't talked about that in a while. We made a whole bunch of money on Seeker a few weeks ago. It's been kind of just chopping around down below 2 cents. All right, moving on. Looking at the monthly here for any opportunities that are down at least 30%. We got a couple. It's mostly still Bard and IP, and Humanity Token still down about 40%. That is it, guys. Those are your opportunities right now in our space on the day. How you doing, guys? You making any money? Not financial advice. Just my 2 cents.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, let's get back to it. Hopefully you're making some money. If not, you got to join our Patreon, man. All right, let's take a look and see. Kramer still looking down a tunnel over here on CNBC.
Higher made people a little uncomfortable. Yields are down this morning, which is helping, I think, as well with the narrative. There's a 2-year back at 389, but certainly something to watch today as well. We're back after this.
All right, yeah, they're going on break. All right, I guess we can take a look at one more time at Doomberg, and then we're going to get into crypto news here in about a few minutes. They're on break. We're doing it now. All right, we're doing this like I think on schedule now, about 10 minutes earlier than we used to for crypto news. All right, let's dive into it a little bit now over on cryptonews.net. We'll check that out first. Solana Foundation taps MasterCard Western Union WorldPay for institutional developer platform. We already covered that on Monday. That is old. That is old news, sir. Sora, OpenAI to shut down Sora app months after launch as focus shifts to AI agents. That's coming for Sora. They don't want you to, I guess, have fun with the Disney properties anymore. God, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, the whole point was to get retail to play with the video generation and use like their Disney. I don't know if you guys remember that. Disney had that partnership with Sora, where you could use their generator to like make videos of any Disney characters. With good blessings from Walt Disney. I guess not anymore. We're saying goodbye to the Sora app, to everyone who created the Sora with Sora, shared it, and built community around it. So it looks like Disney just bought it and then just we're gonna repurpose this thing. Yeah, you guys aren't gonna use this anymore. Thank you. What you made with Sora mattered, and what we know this news is disappointing. We'll share more soon, including timelines for the app and API on the details soon. Yeah. The decision also ends OpenAI's partnership with Walt Disney's company, which had licensed characters such as Mickey Mouse and Cinderella for use on Sora, and included $1 billion equity-based investment structure tied to the project. Sora launched late September. It's one of the biggest names, too, we have in AI, of course, today. Yeah, they just killed it. We'll see if they're doing this on purpose or not. September, as a consumer-facing app, it followed users to generate short AI videos from text prompts, remix content, and share clips in the social feed. The app quickly climbed to Apple App Store rankings before losing traction in the following months. OpenAI will also discontinue Sora's API, cutting off developers' access to a video generation system. The company said it would provide timelines for the shutdown and guidance on preserving the user-generated content. All right, so that's what's going on with Sora. All right. Tom Lee, BitMine debuts Maven staking, M-A-V-A-N staking, stock advances for, it looks like, BitMine. All right. BitMine Emerging Technologies, BMNR, led by Fundstrat's global advisor Tom Lee, is rolling out Maven staking solution after months of infrastructure preparation. The company announced on Wednesday. Maven, short for Made in America Validator Network. Really? As a proprietary staking platform built to dominate institutional Ethereum staking and expand into broader blockchain infrastructure services, it was first teased in 2025 earnings reports for a Q1 2026 debut. Here we are approaching Q2. Maven represents a critical step in the vision to build one of the leading staking on-chain infrastructure platforms globally. Lee said in the statement, we plan to expand across additional proof of stake networks and critical blockchain infrastructure over time and through 2026. We'll grow our efforts in areas such as on-chain vaults, post-quantum client development, and more. Sounds actually really interesting. Almost like a global center for all things that are staking. Literally that's what it sounds like. Backed by major investors, BitMine aims to grow Maven into a leading crypto infrastructure network based on long-term Ethereum accumulation. BitMine said an Ethereum position includes more than 3.1 million staked Ethereum, worth about $6.8 billion, according to this old news. All right, and then they're up about 3% today in pre-market trading, according to Yahoo Finance. All right, speaking of Yahoo Finance, I guess we can split it up a little bit here. Get back over there, see what else is headlining, and then also take a look back and see if Doomberg or Fox is, CNBC is talking about anything else new. 71,600, a little bit of shake at those 72K levels for resistance. Of course, here, 5 minutes until 10 a.m., guys. 5 minutes until the big move, possibly coming soon, 10 to 10:30, as we usually see all the time. Okay, let's continue back over to Doomberg real quick.
Rapid and diffuse degree of core inflation going on. Even throughout the beginning of this...
We got a Bloomberg analyst. I'm just going to skip through it. CNBC, what do we got? They're on break, and we are back. We are back to Yahoo Finance. U.S. stocks jumps amid hopes for Iran peace talks. Let's take a look and see how SP 500 is holding up today, this morning. It's up about 36 bucks, about 0.5% this morning so far. A little bit of a jolt there. Yeah, you can see it. Still hanging out down here. Was this it? Did I call it? Was this it? I don't think so. No, not quite. Maybe a little bit more to go. Still testing these lows. Another 3% maybe. Another 3% is what I'm expecting. Worst case scenario, a little bit more pain and suffering. Another 12%. Even worst case scenario, we go down to, of course, 4,300 on like a huge sell-off. Depression / economic fears of recession, etc. 25% from where we are. Wow, not even now. 30. Crazy. We'll see where this lands, but I'm still kind of feeling like it's going to be kind of muted. It feels like the world doesn't want to do war anymore. I am kind of concerned about the United States moving that draft. You guys didn't pay attention, or maybe you weren't here last night, right? We did talk about the draft. Jake the Snake in the chat. Shake the Snake. Been a while since I announced you. Also here right now, guys.
All hail the King of Ohio! Jake the Snake, the keeper of wrenches, the painter of lead pipes, the igniter of dumpster fires.
Good morning, Jake. What do you got for us this morning? Of course, that coming from Jake the Snake last night on the news, that the breaking news that we had just upped our draft to 34 years old. Was it 34 years old? My God, man. No, from 34 years to 40 to 43, 42, 42, I think. Ridiculous. We're going to be fighting, with big giant beer guts, apparently. Crypto Quinn says, good morning. Jake the Snake says, I'm saying only awake to smell the profits. Yes. John Doe says, so do you work in real estate? Who works in real estate? Oh, Funny Color says he works for BlackRock. Damn, we got an insider. Let's go. Funny Color. I didn't know you were working at the Fiat factory for BlackRock. Jake the Snake says, Funny Colors, what do you do? Chilly, coming from Jake the Snake. Don't forget to like, subscribe, guys. All the buttons down below. Hit the buttons, please. Thank you. Super Danny says, of course, to his his king, my liege, we have run out of lemon pound cake. First world problems in the great state of Ohio. John Doe has got a clip for us to play. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Afro Man, lemon pound cake. What in the world? It's the music of the song.
Kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake.
Oh God! Of course, I can't play music on the channel, but that was a good one. Though. So depressing watching Tao run without me, says Crypto Quinn. What? You didn't get in Tao? Please tell me you got in some of the other moves before they really pop. I mean, they're printing money right now, but I mean, until they really go up, right? All right, guys. All right. Yeah, hopefully you guys are making some more money in with us over on the Patreon. All right, let's get back to it. Doom scrolling. Let's see what else we can find. What does rising oil prices mean for Bitcoin? I don't know. Number go up on all fear. I mean, I'm at that point now. I just don't care anymore. What's going on in the world? I think Bitcoin is going to do fine either way in the future. Bitcoin exchange, Binance announces listing of an altcoin in its futures trading platform. We can take a look and see what Binance is up to. Binance continued. That's a stupid headline though. Bitcoin exchange, Binance. Really? Bitcoin exchange, Binance. Last time I checked, it wasn't even one of the top holders of Bitcoin right now on their exchange. And they're the largest exchange, the largest crypto exchange. Let's take a look and see how that's going. Bitcoin balances on these exchanges. Coinbase right now holding more Bitcoin than Binance, so that's saying a lot. Of course, Coinbase has been settling the ETFs for these major platforms like iBit. So I guess part of that could be also rolled into facilitation of these assets. But either way, Binance sitting on 630,000, just roughly around how much Venezuela allegedly has, right? And Coinbase sitting at 854. That's so silly. That's a silly headline. Bitcoin exchange. All right, I'm just stuck on something stupid. All right. Yes.
Stupid?
Yes. Binance, continuing to increase product diversity in cryptocurrency derivatives markets, has announced that it will offer yet another new futures contract to its users. According to the announcement from the exchange, BSB USDT professional futures contract will be launched on the Binance Future platform on March 25th. The new contract aims to offer investors the more trading options to improve the trading experience on the platform. Really? The BSB USD contract will provide leverage up to 10x, and the underlying asset of the contract is BSB. Okay. The native token of Block Street Project. Never heard of her. Block Street is described as a project aiming to provide a unified liquidity layer for the on-chain capital markets. The infrastructure developed for this framework is said it's aimed to enabling more efficient liquidity flow between different financial instruments. That is a Block Street project that they're shilling here in this article. All right, what else we got? Monument Bank to tokenize 250 million pounds of retail deposits in UK first. Peter Thiel-backed Bitpanda unveils vision chain to connect EU banks, European banks with tokenized assets. Bitcoin refusal to fall signals crypto's underlying strength even as war risks linger. We know my answer to that. There's only so much liquidity, of course, that is willing to move at all, and it's roughly been about $200 billion, as I showed you guys in the overall capital in this market. Crypto market cap, of course, sitting about 2.19 on the lows. We've watched this time and time again, and last time it, of course, happened, Bitcoin didn't even fall under 60K. It was actually trading around 63, 64. So looks like the capital's pretty much found its place. The hodlers are there for Bitcoin, and yeah, we're only moving about $200 billion back and forth on these lows. All right, what else we got? So does that mean the bottom's in? That's what it feels like. Every time I say it, that's what it feels like when it comes out of my mouth. Okay, okay. What else we got? Let's take a look back over here on some doom scrolling.
And then we have security agents that are not being paid, and they're still showing up. And kudos to them for doing that.
Delta is suspending special service.
It doesn't seem like ICE is really helping that much either. That was a weird narrative. Let's get back into CNBC. They're still there. They're on break. They are there.
Live from Post 9, as always, at the New York Stock Exchange. David and Carl are out today. Coming up this hour, is the easing of tensions in the Middle East for real? We'll talk to former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Michael Oren, about the reported U.S. peace plan for Iran and whether Israel will be on board. Plus, Goldman Sachs credit expert Johnny Fine with us as more concerns creep up around the private credit market this week. And we are on Supreme Court watch again as we await a potential decision this hour on President Trump's authority to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook. We'll bring you the headlines as soon as we get them. But Mike, you know, everybody's watching oil prices as a barometer for how the market is feeling about the Iranian tensions. I decided today to present 3 other charts to watch because things are moving as a result of the war in Iran. So the first one we have here is fertilizer. We hear a lot about the Strait of Hormuz being...
All right. Yes, fertilizer. Yeah, farmers don't have their fertilizer. That's been an ongoing narrative for a minute. Okay, let's see what else we got. Anything else on Yahoo before we move back into crypto news and do some doom scrolling? 10 o'clock now, and Bitcoin's testing 71.5. Yeah, still hanging out here in the high 70s. Let's see if we break it. Let's see if we break 71.3. That will be the next stop, of course, 71.3 on Bitcoin. And if we do hit that, we're going to go back down and possibly retest 70,800. Again, the 3s, the 8s, the 6s. You guys know the drill. I've been shouting this out. This is a weird narrative that they've been playing. The whales, anyway, these whale games. All right, see if we can retest 71.3, get a bounce there. We already started to wick a little bit closer to that. Actually, we already rigged it right on top of it. I'm a little off on this. Yeah, a little bit higher. 71.390, 340, 400. That could have been a little bit of a bear trap there. We'll see. Right now in the order books, see if we still have some legs into the next half hour at least. Possibly another retest. A little bit. It's getting a little bit exhausted though. The foreign market did have a little bit more fun than I was expecting. Again, most of it has been, I shared with you guys this last night. If you guys weren't here last night, if you can't see my screen, you're listening to me at work. I was basically just going over the overall trend in the markets, in the foreign market specifically, over the evening hours. Mostly just been sideways, with a little bit up or down. And you see here last Sunday we had a little bit of down. Going into Monday we had a little bit of up. I mean sideways. It's mostly sideways on a little bit of up on Tuesday into Monday into Tuesday night. We had, of course, a little bit of up. So it's mostly just been tracking sideways for the most part. Today, last night was a little bit of a misnomer, which is fine. Here's another one here. This one's a little bit of up into the foreign market, open there, and again sideways before the drop. America's been selling it off most of the time. All these legs, of course, are going down. We do eventually get market makers doing the opposite and going up. So again, my best bet would be maybe a little bit of a chop downward pressure coming for Bitcoin this afternoon, as this is what the market makers have been doing here recently when the foreign market gives us any sort of a little bit of a jolt. All right, so 71,003 testing soon, about $50 to $80 away from it right now. All right, let's get back to it. Yahoo Finance. Anything else? Disney CEO. I guess we're about ready to get into. BlackRock Larry Fink warns of global recession if oil goes to $150 a barrel. Thankfully, we came down a little bit today. Isn't that right, Larry? Okay. March 25th, Reuters. BlackRock Larry Fink said oil prices could reach $150 a barrel and cause a global recession if Iran remains a threat, even after the war ends. So that's the golden number too that everyone's been saying. $150 a barrel. $150 a barrel. I think that takes us back to, again, I'm pretty new here for the TradFi markets. I've been in crypto for over 6 years, but TradFi only about two of that. I lived through the 2008 crisis. I paid attention a little bit what was going on, but I really didn't pay attention to what was really going on until 2020. Of course, when we hit the second big print, right? And I do remember gas being over $4 when I was a kid, getting out of school. And I believe we hit around that during the last recession. Let me see if I was right. Let's see. What was we have also against inflation too. Probably not as high. Maybe 120, maybe 110 back then. What was the price of a barrel of oil in 2008? Also, the amount that we produced back then could also be taken into effect inflation as well. If we produce more now than we did back then, it would be less than that. So about $147 a barrel. Crazy. So yeah, we do not want to get back up to $150 a barrel. That would be bad. But either way, it's good for Bitcoin. Eventually, it's going to lead to more money printing. Again, you're going to have to bring the economy back down. We don't do recessions anymore. You don't want civil unrest. You don't want people to riot in the streets, kill each other, and steal all the richest things. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Let's get it back into Doomberg one more time. Are they back on break yet? No, they're not. We're going to do some doom scrolling. Doom scrolling it is. Doom scrolling, 71,400 on the rebound. Hopefully getting back above. There it is, 71.5 right there. All right, here we go. The robots are coming. It's always going to be robots. I didn't even predict that. Okay. Okay. Elon Musk showing off more Tesla robots. Robots are coming. Weren't they supposed to come out this year, right? Weren't they supposed to come out this year? I don't know. Or last year. End of last year? The third quarter of last year? I don't remember anymore. Holy shit, Iran just released this video. What are we supposed to think about this? Yeah. Propaganda is pretty strong over there. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're basically just showing all the areas that we have unleashed hell on and took all their stuff. Jeez. BlackRock, Larry Fink says $150 oil could trigger a global recession. That's actually the clip right here where he said it.
And yet, if there's a cessation of war, and yet Iran remains a threat to trade, a threat to the Straits of Hormuz, then I would argue that we could have years of, above $100, closer to $150 oil.
What happens to the global economy if that happens? How do we see it?
We'll have global recession. If there's
global recession coming soon. Let me see if Polymarket's priced that in yet. Let's take a look. Again, last night was 35%. So, U.S. forces enter Iran. Iran ceasefire by December 31st. 78% chance. Aliens only 16% chance by the end of the year. This disclosure. Where the hell is our recession? Okay. 35, yeah, still 36 at 35. Nothing has changed. All right, let's see what else we got on here on X. Tucker Carlson releases the gold scam, the great gold scam. Bitcoders, get out your popcorn. The Great Gold Scam. That's a 33-minute interview, I guess maybe a little docu piece.
Built consumers out of tens of millions of dollars.
I want to say I was saying something similar to this earlier
I'll
this
be.
week. What was my statement on it? When we started seeing gold start to crash over the weekend, I came in on Monday swinging hard, saying that, oh yeah, the de-dollarization, right? What do you call it? Wow, how the hell am I missing the word now this morning? The debasement trade. The debasement trade isn't really quite debasing. It's I loved some of the crypto Twitter made fun of it too. They're like, it's the basement trade. Like you're living in the basement. But yeah, from your your involvement with it. No, it seemed like a lot of people were just trying to make money on it, and then obviously that's the opposite of the debasement trade, because you're trying to get dollars out of gold. It's stupid. It's really stupid. And it seems like that's all everyone was chasing it for. We did finally come back and stabilize a little bit above support here at 4,500 on gold. But for the most part, it does feel like people have just been playing this for more dollars and not actually holding their gold. Yeah, so that is it's kind of a weird conundrum. But then also, too, it's manipulated to hell and back by, of course, yours truly, JP Morgan, and all of the other big entities. All right, anything else to take away from here? Not really. I think we've already talked about this at great length so many times. The House Financial Services Committee will host a hearing on tokenization and the future of capital markets at 10 a.m. That's happening right now. I wonder if we can sit in on this, because most of all these have been closed-door meetings. I think this one's going to be in the whoa, what's going on here? Thousands of crows in Tel Aviv. What does this mean? It means they know something's happening. It's coming soon. I don't know, maybe an actual disaster coming. That's nuts. Yeah, you don't want to ignore that stuff. Nature knows best for the most part. 71% to 2%. We are engineering volatility. MicroStrategy, of course, with their products. Strategy, don't forget, also announced this earlier this week, Monday, Tuesday. Strategy announced their ATM, 21 ATM, I guess narrative, whatever. They're of course accumulating more capital to buy more Bitcoin. That's going to be getting them about, what was it, like $42 billion? Enough to buy another round of 400 to 500,000 Bitcoins. Yeah, on that next funding round. That's about almost double what they have now. No, a little bit more than that. A little more than half, a little bit more than half of what they have right now. Right now they're currently holding about 760,000 Bitcoins. Crazy number. Stablecoin stalemate ended. Clarity Act one step away from law. Coming from George. I'm George, you're George, we're all George. Cryptos are us over on YouTube. Crypto and banks just struck a deal, and a historic agreement with the White House has overcome the Clarity Act's core issue, stablecoin yield disputes. This paves the way for Senate banking markup in late April. This is what, of course, Cynthia Lummis has been pushing us for by late April. Data from prediction markets signals a 63 to 72% likelihood of a passage by 2026, with bipartisan support momentum boosting ecosystems like Ethereum and Solana, while DeFi regulations and industry resistance pose risks. The path forward looks clearer than ever, and the regulatory shift is like a catalyst the market hasn't even priced in yet. I would agree. I would agree. It's not really going to do too much for Bitcoin in the grand scheme of things, unless they add something in there to kind of take a hit for DeFi. But for the most part, I don't think it really matters for Bitcoin, but it's going to move money into our market because there's going to be more clarity. Literally, the name. Crypto Clarity Act is at a decisive crossroads. The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act is hitting critical May-April window. Jim Cramer, oh boy, 4 hours ago, no matter what happens, we have to question whether gold and silver crypto worked in the true crisis. All I saw was a margin calls. People said, you just can't play the prediction markets. Go gold or crypto. What about Bitcoin, my man? Bitcoin's up 30%, what's that, 15%, 50 to 30% since the Iran war started. Let's take a look. Of course, that happened right around... Right around 2.5, right? Right around 2.5. We've been in here for about 25 days, right? 25 days now. So it happened right around here. This is where we pretty much started. And Bitcoin now is up about 13%. So almost 15% since the war began. And of course, gold is down a hell of a lot more than 15% even on gold. So I think Bitcoin's been doing okay. I think Bitcoin's been doing fine. Yeah, since 25 days ago on gold. Yeah, right up there. It's been about 23%, 17% right now, and holding 17. All right, it's gold versus Bitcoin since the war broke out. Moving on. Anything else breaking here? We got to get back over to TradFi. Back over to TradFi.
Are kind of the lead negotiators. Pakistan has offered to be a mediator, but who on the Iran side is the U.S. negotiating with? I mean, it's not really clear because the power structure has changed so much there.
It certainly isn't clear, and to my knowledge, President Trump has not named the senior Iranian official that he says he's been in touch with or his administration, other than to say it's not the supreme leader, the son of the late supreme leader Khamenei, who hasn't been seen in public since the killing of his father and his sub rosa appointment as his father's successor. As you recall, there's some suggestion he may have been wounded, he may even have been killed. He's been communicating with the nation through written statements read out over national broadcasters. It's not clear who's negotiating. It's not clear if there is anyone capable of representing the state. And for all we know, perhaps this figure alluded to by President Trump is an opposition figure or someone soon to be in the opposition, someone they're trying to peel away from the regime.
Yes, that's what I said. I said it's probably some sort of resistance or something. And we don't know anything, man. We don't know nothing. It probably should be that way either way. IDK, man, IDK. Bitcoin sitting at 71,500, still trying to keep its pace going. Let's get back into about CNBC this morning. We don't even know the gift he said. He's like, oh, they gave me a gift too. It's really expensive. Very expensive. Oh my God. All right, what else we have here? Is this even going live? I guess they're probably on a call. No? Okay, I'm not hearing nothing. I think it's broken. I think it's officially broken now. CNBC is now broken for us. Yes, it is broken. All right, no more CNBC, no more news coverage, I guess. Okay. All right, let's get back in with you guys in the chat and see what else is going on. Figure out what else to talk about. What the hell?
What are you, stupid?
Oh, jeez. How you guys feeling? Oh, let's take a look and see what you guys are doing in the chat. Lemon pound cake. BlackRock is slang for opium, says John. Shut up. No way. Really?
What are you, stupid?
That's crazy. I really hope Funny Colors is not into that. Funny Colors says, I do illicit services at truck stops for Bitcoin. You guys are too much, man. Too much. All right, let's see what else we have. Back holders anonymous. Nebs, how you doing? Good morning, Chaos. Good morning, Nebula Nerd. How's it going, Nebula?
Nebula
Nerd. Call yourself that anymore, though. How's it going, Nebs? How's it going? John Doe says, safer than exposing your employer. Jeez. Jake the Snake says, no, Daniel Sam, we must find some more pound cake to pound. Jeez. You guys are ridiculous. Jake the Snake says, the market's last few weeks right here. This is a recap. Oh
presents the fragile line between life and death when behind the wheel of a boat. This light bulb represents knowledge, and without its energy and warmth, within minutes, Roger would die.
Life, death, life, death, life, death, life, death, life, death.
Love it. Yes, another great SpongeBob. True to life metaphor. Yes. Ghost Operations at 72,140 on Crypto.com. Bitcoin live price action again. Damn, there's been a premium over there. Like 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row now. Ghost Operations also alluded to that happening yesterday when Bitcoin was trading about $1,000 more than, of course, on Coinbase as well. What's up? How's it going, Nebs? John Doe says, is this the time you guys kiss? Thug life. Hashtag thug life. What the hell? We don't kiss. We... You guys sick too. I can't read the chat anymore.
What are you, stupid?
Get it right. Spoken like a true G. Yes, 100%, says John. Yep. True G. Ridiculous in the chat. All right, so yeah, there's a little bit of a premium happening right now over on Crypto.com. Again, 2 days in a row coming from Crypto. Yeah, Ghost Operations. Thanks again, Ghost, for letting us know what's going on. All right, guys, let's head back over to doom scrolling. Maybe Doomberg's probably back by now. Come on, get something juicy going, man. Nothing. We are waiting for Lisa Cook also to get cooked, possibly today. Is Lisa Cook cooked? That we've been asking that question for like over a year, almost a year. I don't think it's been quite a year. I think it's been like I think it started in April. It was like right after February, March, where we had the tariffs announced, and of course the Liberation Day. Right? Remember Liberation Day? We're gonna liberate America. You don't pay. No one pays. No one pays for anything. Liberation Day. All right, let's see if anything's popping up with that. Is Lisa Cook cooked? CNBC's broken for me this morning, guys. It's kind of there. It's tunnel vision. It's there. U.S. Senator peace plan to Iran. To Iran. That's old news. What else we got going on for Doomberg? Are we back yet? No, we're not. I'm gonna keep CNBC in the background just in case we do get news on Lisa Cook. That was a Fed chair seats that, of course, we wanted to get changed. I guess in the Trump administration wanted to change for one of their guys, right? That was the whole point. All right, moving on. Let's get the more doom scrolling. Over on X. Anything else breaking? Anything else breaking down? 10 minutes until 10:30. The next, of course, leg down could ensue if we cannot hold 71.5 on Bitcoin. Iran may have offered oil tankers in negotiations. That is the gift, I'm assuming they're looking at. Very expensive. Looks like Army Intel officer Chuck DeVore says that Iran's allegedly gift to Trump could be loaded oil tankers currently under sanctions. These shipments have been sitting in limbo, often sold at steep discounts to buyers like China. The idea is that offer barrels already on the water to quickly ease supply pressure and improve negotiations. Not confirmed, but it would explain how talks suddenly shifted tone. All right, so that's a little bit of an update there, as they think the gift is actually loaded tankers. Amazon makes a big move in the humanoid game. Amazon has acquired Fauna Robotics in a New York-based humanoid robot startup. The transaction closed last week. Fauna Robotics developed Sprout, a compact and approachable humanoid robot designed for safe everyday interaction in shared human spaces, such as homes, offices, and schools, standing about 3.5 feet tall, the height of your toddler, the height to strangle a toddler.
What are
I love
you,
it.
stupid?
Okay, I obviously I improvised there a little bit. Staying about 3.5 feet tall, Sprout can walk, grasp objects, interact with people, and even dance, but it can't reach over the counters. Jeez. The robot was launched. What is this? The robot was launched in January this year as a humanoid platform. The developers priced at $50,000. That's about $20,000 more than the average robot is going to be. Allegedly, that Tesla and of course other robotics manufacturers were alluding to last year. Following the acquisition, Fauna's roughly 50 employees, will join Amazon. The company will continue deploying Sprout to outside researchers, and the startup will retain its name while operating as Fauna on Amazon company. It looks like just like plastic crap. He's gonna spy at you at work. He's just gonna go tell your superiors that you're watching prawn on your desktop.
Soft to the
All right. I'm over it. Again, the robots are coming, guys. The robots are coming. Jeez. Arthur Hayes shouts out about 12 hours ago, markets are smoking a ton of hopium right now. Of course, I want the killing to stop, but I'm not buying the risk here, says Arthur Hayes. Former Canadian Defense Minister Paul Heller speaking on what he knew about the Galactic Federation, and of course, more aliens popping up in my feed. You guys don't know about the Nordics? Yeah, those beautiful Nordics. Not Thor, not Thor, but the Galactic Federation. Okay, moving on. What else? Global markets investor. A record amount of U.S. federal debt is coming due. $10 trillion of U.S. government debt will be maturing over the next 12 months. The most ever. That represents about 33% of all outstanding marketable debt one of the highest percentages on record. On top of that, the U.S. budget deficit of this year is $2 trillion, while growth corporate bond issuance is expected to rise $2 trillion, driven by surging supply from big tech. This brings the total investment grade supply hitting the market in 2026 to $14 trillion. This flood of supply is putting upward pressure on the interest rates and credit spreads at the worst possible time. The U.S. debt crisis is entering a new and more dangerous phase for the dollar. Cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Death to the dollar. Death to all fiat. Not just the dollar. Not just our currency. All paper, of course, that is stealing time and value away from our lives since we were born, since before we were born. This has been going on for a long time, and yeah, it will continue to do it. It will be continuing to do it. Yeah, fun. So yeah, we're just waiting. We're playing the waiting game, guys. Where is the thing? Where's the thing? There it is. We're just printing it all away to nothing. Geez, $7 in 1920 used to be about $100 to, of course, what we are holding in right now. Oh, we've lost 93% of all of its value. All right, American startup reflects robotics making warehouses faster, smarter, and more efficient. Why are we just getting robots now? There's nothing but robots now. All right. I feel like we're hitting a wall on news, guys. We're hitting a wall. I was hoping to get Lisa cooked by the end of the live stream, but it may not happen. It may not happen until the afternoon. Also, don't forget, we also have, we're talking about housing and mortgage
under
rates.
10 years.
Oh, okay.
So as a result, just if interest rates, reverse right away for some reason at this point, they're not going to see the same kind of rate hit. They also have better caps. And a lot of times the borrowers are a lot better vetted as well. So back in pre-crisis era, some of these were called pay option arms, where you didn't even have.
All right. I'm not gonna listen to that drawl. Okay. All right. Anything else happening? I think that's it. They're on break over here at CNBC, guys. Market Clarity Act is also going to be discussed today. I believe it's some of the discussions already began about a half hour ago. We're going to be pushing that into the afternoon. So we may have some news at the end of today about where the Clarity Act is going to be. By the end of the month. Again, the idea is that they're just going to have the markup done and hopefully voting in early to late April. Guys, also don't forget to get your tickets before you get to Vegas. Are you going to Vegas? Are you going to Bitcoin Vegas 2026, of course, in Vegas again? We are going to be there. So I would love to see you guys there. I'm trying to create an itinerary to meet up with some of you guys, but I think a lot of you guys have decided to opt out this year. I guess maybe the travel being a little concerning now with what's going on with the war, IDK. But if you do want to come, I'm gonna be there. Probably alone now. I don't know. April 27th to 29th. Get your tickets before you get to the convention. We're going to be up there, of course, sooner than you think, about a month from where we are today. I think my plane actually gets there on the 25th of April. I think I'm going to be there a day or two early. All right, guys. That's about all I got for you. I wish there was more. Waiting, of course, for more of that news to come on out by the end of the day on the Clarity Act. I'm going to do one more run through crypto news, though, just to make sure we didn't miss anything real quickly. Also, I want to remind you, too, if you guys haven't already, where the hell is my window? If you guys haven't already joined the Patreon, you be up today. Another 3% on another move we have, of course. I'm not going to say which one, and maybe even more than that now, of course, if you got in just a day or two ago on some of our projects. All right. Again, we just had a bunch of them hugely pop off, 60-70% or more on some of these projects we've been, of course, playing on the back end. If you are part of the Chaos crew, you would have been hanging out with Dylan and myself and making some money. We, of course, were talking about Freya before it popped off 200%. We were talking about Seeker that already popped off 70%. Aztec over 100%. Gwei multiple times. Multiple moves, and Gwei up over 70%. on the biggest move we got back at the end of February. Robo popped off 60% before it inevitably crashed. And Sentient down up about 25% as well. As some other ones we're in right now. I cannot mention any further. Okay, we'll see you, of course, on the other side. All right, let's get back over to let's take a look at Cointelegraph. See if they got anything for us, and then we're going to head out for the day. Marshall Islands basic income effort gains crypto-connected backers. These are nothing articles. What are we talking about? Bitcoin rebounds during Iran war, but safe haven role unproven. Bhutan offloads another 37 million in Bitcoin as sovereign wallet shrinks. Damn. Pump.fun adds one-time cap on creator fee, redirects to curb post-launch changes. They're still making changes to Pump.fun, maybe to get in good graces for that upcoming court case, the lawsuit. Bitcoin exchange outflows shows genuine accumulation by investors, says the analyst. These are just nothing articles today, guys. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening, but we are still waiting for, again, some talks on Clarity Act to go down today. And there's nothing even talking about it today. Let me take a look just really briefly on X, but news is stagnant again today. We had a bit of a jolt of news yesterday. That was fun. But not today. Clarity Act, latest. Anything. 14 seconds ago, the new draft of Clarity Act wants to ban yield on stablecoins, and the direct target is the model that feeds the base app. The text circulated in a closed session in Congress on Monday. Industry reading too broad language. Banks push for distinction between interest and rewards. I think it's pretty much the same stuff we covered last night. New draft of Clarity Act wants to prohibit yield. We got this as a minute ago. Paul Atkins moved fast, but markets are barely flinched. Bitcoin fell after the guidance, and Clarity Act is still stalled, according to Kai, K-A-I, over on X. Nikkei 88888. When President Trump finally signs the Clarity Act into next month into law, this will happen. Okay, we're gonna party. All right, just AI slop. Okay. Satoshi sister says the Clarity Act does feel like a bank protection bill. It does. Then actual innovation, 100%. Wiping out passive yield is a massive blow to USDC. I really don't care about the dollar, man. Send it to hell. On the whole stablecoin ecosystem, I really don't care. Tether audit concerns were cited as one factor behind the Circle stock correction. Through the broader driver of Circle, 20% decline was a consensus of U.S. lawmakers. It came out a minute ago. Bankers to eliminate interest payments on stablecoin. Seems like that's pretty much the route they're going to take either way. We're not getting any news, again, happening, what's going on today. Probably behind closed doors. Let me just make sure I'm not speaking out my ass real quick. We just jump over to X real quick. To YouTube. And we can just quickly go into C-SPAN. See what's going down today on the floor. What is going down? 15 hours ago, 17 hours ago. Anything live? Yeah, anything live? That's real. That's also the hard part too, is finding something that's actually real. There you go. Looks like they don't think they have anything live right now. Yeah, man. I don't believe that's real. Yeah, I don't see nothing. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think I've exhausted the news again. That's what I do. That's what I do. $71,479 on Bitcoin. Again, 1030 has been met. We're still hanging out here. That's actually a pretty good sign so far that we're not under 71.3 just quite yet. Going into internet trading happening in about 2 more hours. Guys, stay safe. I gotta go to the post office. I sold some more stuff. I'm trying to downsize as much as I possibly can. Get some more dry powder just in case I need it to survive this economy. All right, have a good day, guys. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. I'm gonna be here, of course, again in about less than 12 hours. Yeah, less than 12 hours. I will be here again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back again here soon. Stay safe, guys. Have a great day. I will see you soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
Fly me to the moon. Let me trade among the stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money to go far.
What the hell? John Doe in the chat says he misses prison. What the hell, John? Really?
What are you, stupid?
Oh, geez. And then, yeah, you guys are trying to price nabs and cigarettes. What? 150 final offer for how much nabs would be worth in prison. Cigarettes. What the hell, guys? Jacob says, roll with it, lean with it, rock with it. John misses the tingle of lube. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Maybe want to cash in on that, Nabs. Cigarettes are expensive these days. Holy shit, that's probably a really good estimate. 156, man, crazy. All right, guys, have a good one. I will see you all again tonight. Later.
Watch the cash burn, land fade. A new world rises, we've made the trade. The robots are rising, ice taking the crown. But we're the ones that